Well, there we are with my Kawasaki. I've had a couple of days of feeling really despondent about it, but you know, got to get back on the bike, haven't we? So we're going to fix those threads. So the tools for today's job are a helicoil set, which you can get fairly cheaply on eBay, and then I bought myself a new plug tap just to clean all of the threads on the cam cap bolts, just to clean them out, make sure they're all true. Tap wrench, and then I bought myself this too, which is a new torque wrench that does just from 5 Newton meters to 25 Newton meters, because I think one of the possible things I did wrong was using a big torque wrench turned down low. So this is the right tool for the job. Just does really light duty torque settings. Here's the thread I stripped out completely, and also I think that one's a bit suspect as well, so I might do them both. So first job is to mask off this area to make sure we don't get swarf and bits and pieces into this, because you've got to keep this scrupulously clean. So I'm going to try and put something to keep crap out of all of this area. I want to pull these guides out, but I don't want to score them, so I've put some rubber tape around the tips of these pliers to try and make them so they won't make little marks here. So just to make sure the threads in these balls are okay, I'm just running them through with a plug tap. And a plug tap is slightly different to a cutting tap, in that the cutting tap is slightly tapered to start with, whereas this is designed just to do what I'm doing with it, which is clean off any burrs or imperfections in the threads. And I did just oil the tap before I put it in, and you just do things gently. You don't have to keep taking it out to clear swarf because you're not making any. Just do things fairly gently, and there you go. Well, it doesn't seem like such a good sign that I'm pulling out quite a bit of material out of the tap. When I pulled it out, there's a little bit of material on there, so I hope that's not the sign of how knackered the threads are. So my plan was to clean these out with a cotton bud dipped in a bit of clean oil. The flakes of metal love to stick to the oil, you see, and that's looking a bit worrying. Well, this is the worrying kind of crap I'm getting out of the bores. Well, it looks like the job was worth doing, but I hope it's not taking too much material from the threads. So I've covered the whole area with cling film. I've got some sort of industrial grade cling film laying around in the garage that's used for holding pallets, pallet loads together, and then just made the masking tape around the hole there. That's what I've done there. So now we have to tap it out with the tap supplied with the helicoil kit. This is the helicoil insertion tool. What you do is you take the helicoil here, got a little tab on it there that sits in that groove, so you slide it on that way until it rests in there, and then you use this to insert it in, and this little tab has got a tiny little cut in it, and you hit it with a little tool that's supplied. It's just a rod, and break the tab off once you've inserted it. So there's the helicoil inserted, and you just use this little tool here to hit it with a hammer and tap the tab out at the bottom, and then you can pick the tab out with the tip of a magnetised screwdriver. Just drop it down there and pick it out like that. Well, that's the taps done. Now it's time to clean up and see if it all holds together when we put the cams back in.